A seed is planted. Somehow magically it becomes life. It thrives when its needs are satisfied, and it overcomes when it encounters strife. Reaching towards the sun, determined and brave, withstanding the winds, standing firmly planted regardless of torrential rains. Equipped with all it needs, manages to survive even in conditions not ideal. It knows its purpose, continuing to mature. Never does it discouraged feel. It provides shelter and food. Bees, butterflies, birds, they need it to survive. They depend on its resilience. It too needs them to be alive. The seed knows its purpose. The seed, it has one goal. The seed, it doesn't give up. The seed, it continues life to hold. Never even for a moment will you see it give up. The seed planted, it grows, lives. Its cycle will never stop. Any seed planted, it grows with excellence in the right conditions. Surviving, it is an experience. It says a lot when you can survive. But when you are in an environment with the right conditions, when proper care is given, just like a seed, you grow better. Your whole existence has a whole new outcome. That goes for everybody and everything. Let's create our environment to suit us, as well as others around us. Maybe with proper care, we can all excel and thrive. The morning dew reminds me that a different season is coming. I exhale change. I imagine new opportunities await. I always am inspired. It's so strange. I think of everything that has its weight on me. The pressure makes me feel as if I will burst. Yet the dew, it calms me, reminds me every accomplishment, it is a problem at first. I look at nature in awe with the beauty it presents. I listen intently. I hear its voice. The new season, it comes at the right time. To await change with patience, that is a choice. A new outlook, I have not a care. I suddenly feel energized. I know nature got me there. I listen to the wind, it howls in my ears. I look at the sun, it burns away my fears. I remember now. I am inspired. How dare I think things stay the same? Change is never tired. I know I can withstand. I know I can overcome. I reach for a falling leaf. The tree is for now done. Maybe I place it in a book. Possibly it's one I can preserve. Remind me I can keep going. Whisper to me I can endure. Many times in life, we all come to a place where it is dark, cold, sad. I think we all have said, "What is the point?" at least once. Yet, it's a secret usually. We bottle up our emotions, putting on a brave face. We like to say things are good, even when it's not so. I think it's a good idea at those times to look at the situation as if we were an outsider, not just for a less emotional or more detached outlook, but because our whole lives are basically a series of lessons. We experience, we problem solve, we have trial and error, we learn. Maybe without all these lessons, feelings, and experiences, we would never evolve or experience some other thing. It's okay to feel down for a while, but always remember you can overcome. There's always a solution or a lesson. Your chance to shed your old skin and move on to the next step in your process. The darkness. It's a place I have dwelled, yet in the distance there was always a light. Even when unseen, it was something I felt. I've spent many of my days in the abyss, hostage. I couldn't leave, but I kept going even with tears on my sleeve. Slowly the path led me back. I found the light, the strength gained through that continuous journey. It was worth the fight. Never for long did I sit and dwell on it. I never gave me the victim label. I am the hero in my story. I know to overcome I am able. In life, we can handle more than we think. Your strength is mighty. Maybe the darkness, we should try to take it more lightly. Just as a student, we should be determined, zealous to tackle our task. Search for the solutions and leave the moment in the past. Just as a mother goes through pains, then a life is born. I knew you will emerge, a greater knowledge will form. The reality is we need to experience this, the turmoil, the deep pain. If life lacked struggle, happiness would have no meaning. Knowledge of it we would never gain. We would be oblivious to the fullness of joy, moments of comfort and happiness. They would be unknown. Nothing to compare the greatness of blessings. If strife we were never shown. Hold your head high. No, there is no need for shame. Not because of how you feel. You're still living, still a player in the game. If being in your own presence causes you to feel dissatisfied, well, there is something you can do. Life does not hand you a rule book. You are allowed to change, allowed to start anew. Do you feel a yearning? Is your conscience tugging and holding a red flag? Well, take a deep breath. You just inspiration lack. It's possible to draw a line. It's okay to say, that way I will no longer go. Maybe this is a new level. Let yourself evolve. Allow you to grow. Life hands us an education. Life gives us opportunity to make things right. We are meant to shine and glow. We are not a secret to be hidden in the dark of night. It's not wrong to correct your errors. There is a pride which follows when we fix our mistakes. We just have to be willing to change. A little bit of courage, that is all it takes. We are a work in the making. As we live on, the task is never done. As we go about life, our growth and involvement, they expand and become one. Be a hero. Be an inspiration. Be the solution. Share. Share your heart. Share your time. Share your knowledge. Use your voice to speak up for those who are silenced. Strive to see other points of view. Be open minded. I think we can all learn from one another. Maybe the time we spend trying to overachieve and outdo others, the time we waste trying to be better, if we spent it trying to uplift and empower, we may be doing ourselves a favor. Possibly life is not each man out for himself, yet a team effort. Maybe we need all of us in order to win. I imagine it is impossible to ever find understanding about anything in life if we don't learn about it, if we close ourselves up to it. How about with one another? What if we are closed minded and only see our point of view? If we never open up ourselves to sharing in another's reality? Or if we are not willing to see outside of ourselves? Do we devalue our lives by not seeing the value of others? Without expanding our minds to consider another's experience, to hear out someone else's reality, thoughts, feelings, are we ever really capable of reaching our full potential? This is a tale of a squirrel and a bird. The two, although very different, got along nicely. They lived deep in the forest and shared a tree. The bird lived in a sturdy nest, while the squirrel lived inside of a cavity den. Their habits were different. The bird would hunt bugs mostly, while the squirrel searched for nuts. The two would at times cross paths. They were slightly familiar with one another, never getting too close to each other. Yet they shared an unsaid respect. One day the squirrel was by the river, which trickled in the depths of the forest. The water was pleasant. On a hot day, it refreshed and quenched the mightiest of thirsts. As the squirrel enjoyed the cold water, it heard a rustle. The squirrel tried to scurry away, but ran instead towards the fox, which awaited eagerly. The hunger was radiating from the fox's eyes. The squirrel froze. Fear overcame. The fox darted towards the poor creature. No longer did the squirrel feel a thirst. The squirrel felt only helpless. It only thought, how will it survive? Meanwhile, the bird was flying in the sky above. The trees underneath were a beautiful deep green. The leaves parted right above the commotion down below. The bird whose eyes could see the smallest of creatures, they spotted the situation unfolding by the river. The bird, without hesitation, rushed to help his neighbor. It swooped down and pecked at the fox, distracting it so the squirrel could escape. The fox, terrified, darted off into the forest, disappearing in the distance. The point is, maybe we are strangers, surrounded by strangers, yet familiar still. Possibly, if we see a need we can fill, we should do our part. Help another instead of turning a blind eye. You never know when you may need a stranger's assistance. Life's funny like that. Love, my search for you, endless and unbearable. I fly aimlessly, my journey a turbulent one. I seek you out as if my very existence was based on your arrival. I feel my road with you would be more joyful, less bumpy. I would grow with you and learn through you. I would find life's meaning. I would know how it feels to be alive. I reach for you, but you seem to wiggle away. You are always almost here, yet you never make it. I fail, I fall. All hope dissipates. My heart drops each time. It bursts into a billion pieces. I slowly gather strength. I piece you together. I do not rest until every part is back in its place. Yet, they never come together in the same way. The different parts grow together, scarred and damaged, but amazingly, I managed to make the heart beat once again. The thunderous vibration. Each experience, it discouraged me, but I did not lose hope. I always learn lessons and get to know myself through love. I evolve with love's assistance. I gather courage. I know I have survived many times. I know how to gather the pieces and place them together with my eyes closed. I do not fear. I just continue to try. What is there to lose after all? Love? Without it, I am at a loss already. I reach, I kneel, I grasp my heart. It seems to have ceased to exist. It has not felt warmth in so long. It calls to me from a distance. I struggle, I hurt, I cannot get close enough. I am too far away. It is out of reach. I have failed. I am defeated. At times I have given up. At times I have fought. At times I struggle with hope. Yet I still glance at the distant bright light. Love.